and welcome to the first video of the series. So I am on the homepage for the Google My Business for the company I'll be working on. So one thing that I like to do before getting started is I actually like to go ahead and screenshot the performance so I can see the before and after once I'm done. So this updates every 28 days, or this actually updates every day, but you get to see the last 28-day performance, and I like to see the improvements that I did. For the work that I did, I want to see the improvements after I'm done. Another thing you can do is actually go over to Insights, and you can screenshot how customers search for your business, and then you can even screenshot all the information here below as well, so you can look at the before and after. But the biggest ones will be this one right here and what we saw on the homepage. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing, this video is going to be covering the listing optimization. So we want to make sure this is all fixed, and we'll go step by step. The first step is going to be the business name. So make sure when you put your business name, it's going to be exactly what is on your business card, on your website, on your Facebook, your actual business name. A lot of companies want to start ranking for other words and for the local city they're in. So they'll do stuff like Ready, Set, Tow, Car Towing Seattle, right? Because they know a lot of people are searching these, they want to rank for that. But that's actually not good. If Google realizes that, your visibility is going to be affected. So make sure you keep it as your regular business name. The next thing we want to cover is the services. So primary category, right? Make sure you put the primary category of your business. Do not go ahead and overthink this. There's already a predefined list, so you won't be able to type in whatever you want. You can enter the first keyword, and then drop down will come up, and then you can pick from that. So one thing to remember, okay, for example, if you're a divorce lawyer, right, you can choose divorce lawyer as your primary category, but you cannot choose law firm as your primary category, right? Just because we know the primary service is divorce lawyer. The additional categories, once you have your primary category done, you can move on to additional categories. And for this, for a towing company, I've already did the research, but towing service is going to be the only service that we have. But for other companies, so for example, again, if you're a divorce lawyer, or if you're so for a divorce lawyer, you'd be able to pick, let's see, family law, right? You can say family law attorney, or you can just say attorney, right? Pick out the ones you want, or you can say law firm as your additional categories, right? But let's say you're a mortgage broker. I'm sorry, right? But you're not a direct lender. You can't say you're a mortgage lender. You can say you're a mortgage broker, but if you're not a direct lender, don't click mortgage lender, right? So we want to keep them specific to what your business actually serves. So then when you're done, click apply. But since I already had this, I'm going to click cancel for now. And you can actually, by the way, for categories, you can actually add as many additional categories as you can, right? There's no limit as long as they're specific to your business. So next we have is address. So make sure when you put your address, if you have, you have your country, and then when you can put your street address, and if you have a suite, add a line and then put the suite number in here. But we don't have one for this company, so we will not be adding one. And then you can put the city, state, and zip code. If you do not want your address to show, it's totally fine. Just click clear address and then apply. This applies to businesses who, for example, if they work from home and they don't want their home address to be shown to everyone, you can clear address. This will not affect your visibility. Your address will be hidden. So if customers do not come to you directly, I would say clear your address, because that means you just work from home or you go to your customers. Once you're all done, click apply. Then we have the service area. So for the service area, you can add the cities or postal codes or regions that you service, right? And then just remember, you can only add the cities that you can actually meet your customers at, right? So if you can't list a city that's 100 miles away, because unless you're actually going to be willing to go to them. But if the customers are coming to you and you're listing cities that are 100 miles away, it does you no good, just because Google actually limits you to a 20-mile radius. So anything outside of 20 miles, your business will most likely not even come up. So there's no benefit to adding all the cities. If you try and add, USA, as your service area, that does not mean your business will come up across the country. So just remember that. So list out only the areas that your customers can actually come to you. So if you're in Seattle, only search, put in Seattle. Don't put a city that's really far away. But if you are willing to go to your customers, however far you're willing to go, you can add those as your service area. So I'll go ahead and add mine real quick. There we go. Just finished adding mine, and then I'm gonna click apply, like that. And now we are under review, which means Google will look at this, approve it, and then make it live once it's ready. Then we have your hours. So when you edit your hours, if you're open 24/7, then you can allow that to be open 24/7. But I wouldn't really want to make sure that you only put the hours when your business is actually open. However, if you're a business that takes calls, right, and so for example, if most of the business is done through booking appointments, and if you're able to extend the hours by being available a little longer via phone, then include these as opening hours on your listing, because doing so improves visibility, as your listing will be shown more when your competitors' hours have been marked as closed. So a lot of businesses, they will not, in order for a customer to come, they have to set up an appointment. They either have to call in or email. So if I'm a business that I require my customers to book appointments with me, and I actually, for example, if I normally close 8 p.m., but I can actually take phone calls because I'm at home, and I'm able to take a phone call at 10 or 11 p.m., then I would add that as an opening hour, right? Just so we can have more visibility. So once you're done, click apply, and then for the more hours here, we want to make sure this is mostly for restaurants, I would say. So if you have a brunch, your brunch hours, what are your brunch hours? When do you do delivery? When do you stop doing delivery? So go through all those. And if you have senior hours or takeout hours, go ahead and add all these hours. The more of these that you add, for these specific type of businesses, the more likely Google will see that you actually take care of your listing, you keep it up to date, and we'll show you more. Right? So the next thing is the special hours. So this is for holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and whatnot. So go ahead and add all the days that you're either a lot of the holidays, a lot of businesses close, but if you're still staying open, confirm those hours, right? So on Easter, this business, the Ready Set Toe is still open, so we will confirm that we are open. If you're closed, then go ahead and mark it as closed. But go through all the holidays. So I'm gonna go ahead and add all the days that we are still open and kind of confirm those for right now. So what I went ahead and done is I've added all the hours that I will be open. And one thing that helped me is just a quick search, Federal Holidays 2021, and all these holidays do come up in the dates. And I just come back to my business, I'll add it, I'll pick the day, click it, and then confirm the hours. So some hours that I added is, for example, like New Year's or the New Year's Eve, just because a lot of businesses, if they open normally till 9 p.m., they will close, 4 p.m. for New Year's Eve. But for this business, they're actually open 24/7, regardless of any holiday. So we have Labor Day, Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, all these holidays, went ahead and added them. And when you're done, go ahead and click apply. So for the hours, I would say have your local number first, right? And if you have a 1-800 number, you can add that as an additional phone number. And you can actually add a few more additional phone numbers. For example, if you have your business partner's phone number or your receptionist phone number, you can add all of those. But if you have a call tracking number where you track the phone calls, put that one first, right? Because that's the number that will get the most phone calls. So put your call tracking first. But if you don't have that one, put your the local number would be best. And then when you're done, go ahead and click apply. So now for your business name, your short name. I'm sorry. Go ahead and add just whatever your business name is. Put that as your short name. And if you're like this company, Ready Set Towing, their business name is more than one word. Go ahead and add a hyphen in between each one, right? And the business name now will be Ready Set Tow, and then click apply once you're done. But one thing is, if your business name is already taken, then you can add your main city to the end. So for example, main city would be Tacoma. We'll go ahead and add it just like that. So if your business name is actually already taken, you can go ahead and do that. And then the other thing is, do not add extra keywords to your short name. This will not help the performance of your listing. So a lot of people will do like Ready Set Tow, and then they do flat bed truck, right? Towing, just because a lot of people are searching these and they want to come up with these extra keywords. Or they'll say like wrench out, right? This is not going to help at all. Or if you're like any type of other business, do not add extra keywords in there to try and get ahead for when people do search those keywords. Just remember, you can change your short name up to 3 times a year. After that, you'll be it's gonna be like a permanent until the end of the year, and then you can change it again if you used up all your 3. Once you're done, go ahead and click apply. All right, next we have is the website for the business. So when you add your website, make sure to add the HTTP or HTTPS component as well. And then at the end here, you're going to add this component as well. This is a tracking code that's going to help you understand where your traffic is coming from to your business. So I'll put this tracking code in the description below this video or somewhere where you can find it. And when you pick a business name, the website, the page of the website should land to a local landing page for your city if you have one. If you don't, then you can go ahead and link just the website homepage. But if you do, I definitely would recommend that. And I would even say try to build one. Try to build a local landing page. This way you can link it, just because Google likes that. And then add the UTM source code here. So if you have an analytics account like Google Analytics, this will help you see who is coming to the website from Google My Business, and it's important for comparing its performance against other traffic channels that you might be getting. All right, so when you're done, go ahead and click apply. Then we have the appointment links. Now this one, obviously, if you take appointments, then you would go ahead and add the link to the appointments page. But if you don't have one, you probably do have a contacts page, right? So you can link it to your contacts page, and then again add that code that I will put in the description somewhere below, and then click apply. And then for this part right here, this is going to be different for some businesses. For example, if you're a restaurant, you're actually going to have a menu tab, and you can actually directly link your menu from your website on here. But you can actually also add your menu directly to your Google My Business listing, which I highly recommend you do that. Also, one quick thing for restaurants who are going to be adding their menu, you can't link this to a PDF. It has to be your website page. So for all other businesses in regards to product, services, and whatnot, this section allows you to provide information about your company offerings directly to the listing. So many companies gloss over this and it hurts their engagement. So a few things that I wanted to remind you guys is services. If you have services coming up for you, that's only available for specific types of service-focused businesses. So just like Ready Set Tow, they provide towing services, so they will have this come up for them. Menus are only provided for restaurants. Products are only available for certain retail businesses, and apparently for towing companies. And then also, so you can create separate sections for each category if your service or menu product. So if we go ahead, for example, and add products, you can just click get started. You can add your photo, add your product name, and then for each category, make sure you separate them, right? And then the product name of the category, so you have dining tables or headphones or shoes, right? And then you can either decide to show the price range or just specific prices, and then the description, and add a button, right? So you can have order online, buy, learn more, get offer. So if you say order online, link the button, and then add the code. Whoops. Make sure to add, anytime you're going to be linking a button from here, I would definitely suggest to add the little code that we talked about earlier, which can be found right over here. So this code that I mentioned, right? So if you offer many services or products, I would recommend only adding the most popular ones. You don't want to have it be, too many products where you have, hundreds of them on there. And then also be sure to update these if they are seasonal. So if you only offer a product or service in the summertime or in the wintertime, take it off when the season is out. Enter the offer names as they are described normally by your business. So what this means is if your offer name are highly branded, like for example, a car inspection service name sometimes can be named like Full Scan Pro, and that would be specific to this business. They have their own name for it, but it literally just means car inspection. Then be sure to specifically call out what the service is in terms that customers will understand in that description. And then add a description for each product or service. You can use the same description used on your website or in the store. There's a 1,000 character limit. So we have our services here, right? So, for example, tire change. Oops. If we were to go ahead and add, let me just accept these real quick. What I just accepted was sometimes customers will make recommendations of what you also have on your business, and they will go ahead and put them on here, and you can actually decide to accept them or not. I went ahead and decided to accept them since it's no work on my own. I just had to go ahead and accept, and there's no limit to how many services we have. But what I mentioned before is only offer the main ones. It's just to save you time. There's really no need to have too many, right? So for example, tow truck operators are like reliable towing, right? We can go ahead and click on that service name, and then we can add the description here from our website. So that's what I'll go ahead and do. I'll pick the most popular ones, and I'll go ahead and add a description for them. But just remember, the service name, don't put whatever your company calls, for example, like car inspections. So instead of Full Scan Pro, just say car inspection. Make it so everyone understands exactly what that offer is. And then for the descriptions, keep it short, as it is only a 1,000 character limit. But just get to the point exactly what it is, and you should be good to go. So let's go ahead and add the popular ones right now. So there they are, car towing, batteries. I went ahead and picked some of the more popular services that the business offers, and then just literally copied from the website what the description is and pasted them in there. Alright, now I am back in the info section, and I wanted to mention the attributes, so from the business. So Google, actually, one thing I want to mention is Google continues to update this section often, and it can change a lot. So I would recommend you check back, once a month or whenever you can, and see what the new updates are and add the attributes. So you can only select, for attributes, you can only select from a list provided, similar to this one. Just like the business categories, and it includes attributes that and I would say only include attributes that accurately describe your business. So your customers can actually verify this on their end, and Google will weight their input heavily. So just keep that in mind. So just to kind of give you an idea of how often they update this, by the way, there used to be attributes where you can put, if you have a restroom, if you have outdoor seating, if you have if you're wheelchair accessible. But right now, you can only put, at this time, you can only put identify as black owned, identify as veteran owned, or as women led. So none of these actually apply to this business, so I will not go ahead and input them. And I would definitely say do not add them if you don't have them, just because Google weighs the customer's inputs more than the business owner. Just because customers can't actually verify this on their own. So when you're done, go ahead and click apply. So for the business description, think of this as the elevator pitch. So this is going to be really important. So make sure you you write it well. And I've actually given you a couple notes that you should keep in mind when you're writing your business description. So it should be written with prospective customers in mind, so people who know nothing about your business, right? And then number 2 is focus on the business as a whole rather than a specific product or service promotion or promotions. Number 3 is use the most important keywords that people would generally search to find your business. And number 4 is remember you're writing for humans, not search engines, so make it clear. Number 5 is do not use website URLs or special characters or emojis. And finally, there is a 750 character limit, so keep that in mind. I would actually suggest writing it in here so you know what you're writing. So we'll go ahead and delete this one for this business, paste in our own. Whoops. Let me go ahead and paste in my own. So there it is, got in my own description for the business, and then when you're done, of course, go ahead and click apply. Now yours doesn't have to be as long as mine. You can actually make it even just one little paragraph. But every business is different. Just mind in your character limit. And then we have, this is actually a new feature, the opening date of the business, right? So go ahead and add when the business was opened, and then click apply. And if you have any photos, you can of course add them from here, but let's go over the other details. So one other feature on Google is the store codes. Now, the store codes helps businesses with multiple locations manage their listings. So you don't have to worry about adding these if you're not bulk uploading locations. But a few conditions are for these is that there can be no spaces or special characters to a store code, and also for a business you can actually just put like store 1. Let's say you have 10 businesses, you can make this a store 1, the next listing as store 2. That's feasible, so that would work. And then when you're done, just go ahead and click apply for that. But like I said, if you only have one location or just 2 or 3, you don't have to worry about the store codes. And then you also have this again applies only to businesses with multiple locations. You can also add labels. The labels help you organize your business listings with if you have multiple locations, and you can actually assign up to 10 labels per location. So you can, for example, let's say you have 4 locations, right? And in the city you have one in the north side of the city, and you have one in the south side, right? So you can for the next business, of course, you wouldn't be doing it in this one, but for the next listing you'd put south side, right? And you can also add, let's say you're a coffee business, you can put, if you have drive-through and dine-in, you can say full service, right? And then if the next location is only limited to, let's just say drive-through, you can say limited service, and then you would say south, right? So this helps organize your listings across the board, and you can add more, whatever you like. But for this, there's only one location, so we don't have to worry about it. And then finally here, for the Google Ads extensions phone number, you can go ahead and add it. Just remember, this number has to be local, right? It cannot be anything other than local. So it must be a local phone number in order to show in search results. Any toll-free numbers will not show up in search results, so keep that in mind. And if you're not continuously running Google Ads, I would say leave this blank, right? And if this sounds confusing to you right now, what I'm talking about, then it probably means you can just leave this blank and you don't need to worry about it. This is only for people who are running Google Ads continuously, right? They can go ahead and add their phone numbers right there. So that is it for the listing optimization section. All the other stuff on here, this is if you are closed at, a lot of businesses closed during the pandemic, so you can mark them as temporarily closed, or you can mark here as permanently closed, and then you can also remove your listing all from here. But everything else here, you don't have to worry about. We kind of pretty much nailed down, fixed everything. So if you're done, your business listing should look something a little like this. Right, and there we go. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.